AITA for asking my husband not to wake me up in the morning. I'm currently going through menopause and I have terrible insomnia. Most nights I don't fall asleep until 4 a.m. or later. I'm a teacher, so I'm on summer break. I would love to be able to sleep in. My husband leaves for work around 6:30 and every morning he wakes me up so he can kiss me goodbye. It's sweet and all, but most mornings I can't fall back asleep after. I asked him if he could stop waking me up for the rest of summer break. He refused and said I'm mean for asking him to stop. He still does it every morning and I'm somehow the bad guy. Edit, thanks for all the responses. I had no idea I'd get so many and almost all supportive. Hubby didn't always act this way. He's always been insecure, but it's gotten worse since we had our last child. He's genuinely a nice person, but he's very selfish and always has been. He's the baby of his family and it shows. Also, I have an appointment next month to discuss treatment options for menopause symptoms and my sleep issues. I'm going to tell hubby that he needs to stop or he's not welcome to sleep in our bed. Hopefully it sinks in. Thanks again. NTA, my wife works from home and doesn't need to be up till 8ish. I leave the house at 5:45. I write her a note every single morning in a dedicated notebook. After I fill a notebook, she saves it in her collection of them. She and her friends all find it super sweet. I do out-of-town work about half the year and still write her notes when I'm away. I then snapshot her a pic of the note so she can read it that day and save the notebook for her and give it to her when I return. 100 NTA for wanting your rest. You don't even need to use menopause as an excuse. I applaud him for being a bit romantic and sweet with that gesture. If he really wants to show care for you, he should give you time to rest and relax. Maybe he can put sticky notes on his pillow with a sweet message each morning if he wants to show how much he cares, so that you have something to look forward when you wake up fully rested. NTA, keep him awake until 4 a.m. until he sees your point of view. NTA, of course. He is aware you don't sleep until 4 a.m. and still prioritizes his kiss above your rest and well-being. Why? Every morning he wakes me up so he can kiss me to reward his behavior by kissing him. When he wakes you up, roll on your stomach and ignore him. When my cat wakes me up too early in the morning, I have to ignore him so I don't reward his behavior and he eventually stops. If your husband wants to have an adult conversation about why his desire to kiss you is more important than your desire to sleep, he can bring it up after he gets home from work. If he doesn't want to talk about it, it is about control, not affection. NTA. NTA, if you love Simone, let them sleep. Wake him up before you go to sleep at 4 a.m., not to be petty or anything, just for a little bedtime smooch. It's how he's being very selfish. Tell him if he doesn't stop, you'll keep him awake when you can't sleep. Until I start sleeping in a separate room and lock the door. He is not entitled to your body and forcing unwanted intimacy is not okay. Why isn't he willing to compromise on some other way to show affection that you both are okay with? NTA, this is a simple request that he should oblige. It's how he's being passive-aggressive. I know some female teachers whose husbands hate that they have the summer off and they do shit like this. They'll come home from work while wifey is on the back porch with a book and start in on how it must be nice to sit around all day and if they clean the floors or bathrooms. For one couple, the husband would call the wife and grill her on what she was doing every few hours. What your hubs is doing is not a romantic gesture. Tell him again, and if he doesn't listen, wake up around 3 a.m. and wake him up to give him a kiss for no reason. Real NTA, I'd be throwing shit at him. NTA and fellow sufferer, I'd wake him up at 1 a.m., at 2 a.m., 3 a.m. and tell him each time how much you love that he's keeping you company while you're suffering insomnia. Let's see how he feels in the morning. NTA, he's putting his own wants above your health and well-being. My husband did this for a long time. I do not wake up nicely. He woke me up to say goodbye in the morning, with me pointing out I can't really control how I act if you wake me up from a dead sleep, and he's lucky I don't come up punching like my brother does. The compromise is, he leaves me alone but sends me a loving good morning text at a reasonable time, to which I lovingly respond. X did the exact same thing for years. Said he wasn't going to stop because he liked doing it, but didn't seem to care that it was affecting my basic ability to function on a regular basis because I was losing even more sleep thanks to him. He's not showing affection if he's waking you up to show it. This is weird resentment or passive-aggressive behavior on his part. Tell him you'll do the equivalent. My ex used to sing in our bedroom in the morning because he was happy, but the point was to wake me up. He'll say you're being manipulative if you wake him in the middle of the night, but you say you are making the point. He'll then make a lot of noise when he's leaving, dropping pans, turning the radio up loud. You can then either tell him to grow up or smother him with a pillow one of these nights, your choice. NTA, your husband is very inconsiderate. Being a good partner often means you put your own wants to the side for the benefit of your so's needs. He needs to grow up. NTA, if the mature way of dealing with it isn't working, I would do everything you can to keep him awake as long as you are awake, e.g. keep light on while reading well into the night. If he doesn't understand what it's like being sleep deprived, maybe just deprive him of sleep. GTFO, that's not sweet, it's insanely irritating. Then TA. AITA, he's kissing you supposedly to show you he loves you. He can actually show you he loves you by caring about your health and letting you sleep in. Wow, NTA. And it is not romantic or sweet when it is unwanted. Good luck with the menopause. It can be bloody awful, but it does eventually get better. NTA, he doesn't care about actually showing love. He cares about putting on a show for us, like when people give expensive presents that the person has explicitly said they don't like. Or people try to do favors when people said they don't want the help. You don't get credit for inaction, like not kissing someone or not helping. He's mean for waking you up, like WTF. Absolutely someone with insomnia. This would ruin my relationship. He is being insanely selfish. It's cute he wants to say goodbye to you, but it stops being cute the very moment he realizes it costs you your sleep. NTA, I'm really disturbed by this complete lack of caring for your well-being. Find something he has asked you not to do and start doing it. Then ask him if he likes that you don't care about his needs. Selfish behavior like his is unacceptable. Year, no, fuck no. Are you kidding? No, absolutely not. He's being ridiculous, and this level of inconsideration is a weird thing. This pisses me off. Menopause can be so awful and men just don't bloody get it. You are so NTA. Respecting your need for sleep would actually show his love for you more than a. And if he really wants a kiss, he could try kissing you gently on the forehead. If that still wakes you up, then find another way to show affection. Like someone else here said, leave you a note. NTA, if you look at the overarching principle of the 5 love languages, it's all about loving people the way they need to be loved, not the way you feel love. Your husband is showing you love in the way he wants it, not the way you need to receive it right now. Could he kiss you goodbye at bedtime? NTA, start waking him up for a kiss goodnight before you go to bed. Time to wake him up for a kiss at 4 a.m. Tonight, when he is in bed, make sure you toss and turn and stick him in the ribs. Make sure his sleep is disturbed. When he falls asleep, then wake him up before his usual time and give him a kiss. And is your husband a child? WTF. But your husband is a massive sleep during perimenopause is so difficult to come by. This whole process is mentally and physically exhausting in so many ways. There's a 1,000 other ways he can show you he loves you without intentionally interrupting your sleep. BTW, intentional sleep deprivation is considered torture. So if he truly loves you, he would be doing anything possible to improve your sleep. Info, he can't kiss your forehead while you sleep. NTA, he can kiss you before bed. NTA, these days I go to sleep easily most nights, but almost always wake up around 4 a.m. Often it takes me 2 or 3 hours to get back to sleep even though I'm tired out. My husband wouldn't dream of waking me up if he gets up and I'm asleep. He's pleased if I've gone back to husband is being very selfish. He certainly doesn't want the best for you. Put your foot down and prioritize your health. Thanks for watching.